Greetings, everyone. Welcome to TFT Tarot for Today, Divine Dabblings with Oberon and Banshee. And it's me, Oberon, with my outlook on the emotional exchanges. So welcome. I hope you are still enjoying the holiday season. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. I believe it's the third day of Hanukkah. And the Emotional Exchanges is my Friday show where I delve into relationships and other matters. And I also have a new segment called Who's Going to Get Lucky? So yeah, it's every bit as ribald or risque as it sounds like. That'll be at the end of the actual tarot card throws. So we're going to start off with the sign of Aries, the first sign of the zodiac, and these are good for Sun, Moon, or Rising. I'm using the Modern Love Tarot by Ethany. Very cool. There she is, Ethany. And I do two cards. The first card is from the top of the deck and is the opportunity or challenge that's coming to you involving your emotions. And the second card is from the bottom of the deck, and it's the action that's required or necessary for this to come about. So Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising. And your top card is the Seven of Pentacles. And it's upright. And so it looks like maybe a situation that either was cooling down or a situation that has only just begun in a way, maybe one that just hadn't really moved or blossomed yet, will be. That's your challenge. Is that something that maybe you thought was not a relationship, was inactive, something had delayed the relationship, or maybe you didn't really think you're seeing it where you're going to be seeing it from. So what is the action required on your part then from the bottom of the deck? And it's the Ten of Swords reversed. And of course, because this is a deck, the Modern Love deck, about relationships, it's a divorce statement, but it's reversed. And so the action that's required in my mind says, if there are any paperwork issues or any issues related to a previous relationship or a previous situation of some sort, you might want to clear those before you ramp up the energy that's going on with that first card. All right, so that's Aries. We will move on to Taurus. Sun, Moon, or Rising. And in case you're wondering, it's a little cooler in the Metro Detroit area where I'm from, where the show is from. It didn't quite get up to 40 today, and it was closer to the freezing level. Okay, so I'm a little cold. I was out today for the holidays. Taurus, top of the card. What is the challenge or opportunity? And it's the Eight of Pentacles. And you have an opportunity, and maybe it's a challenge, to really express love, to kind of embrace all of it, the good, the bad, and the ugly, the work that's involved in that, the idea of being part of a team, of viewing things as something you can work on together. And so that's what's coming to you, I guess. And it may be within a particular relationship or one that could be about to happen. So what is the action required? And it's the Nine of Pentacles. It's upright. And it's almost like saying, just relax and be comfortable with what you have. That maybe your ideal, or what seems to be your challenge, is being part of a relationship or being part of something that maybe works together. You know, there's the emphasis on the working and the planning and the strategies involved, but it's a gentler card than even that. And then the idea that your action required is to maybe just know that maybe it's coming, you know, that you already have it, that there's a sense of security here for you, Taurus. And, you know, that's important to Taurus, I suppose I should say that. All right, so let's move on to Gemini. Gemini, Sun, Moon, and Rising. What is the challenge or opportunity? One more. Challenge or opportunity from the top of the deck. Gemini, you are challenged because maybe you are realizing that an opportunity has missed you or is about to miss you, and that maybe you're wondering if it can possibly come back, but right now it doesn't look likely. So the challenge for you is to maybe to accept that something has moved on and that there may not be a chance of recovering that. And of course, we are talking about an emotional matter. It could be any kind of relationship. It could just be somebody who works with you that you really like, but you didn't have a capacity to keep them working there, you know, for some reason. They were an intern or temporary worker of some sort. So what is the action required? And it's the upright Knight of Cups. And the action required may be that you should accept them moving on, that you may be able to still have some part of this relationship. It may be more open-ended than it you might have thought. So it may be that you just need to express what you feel confidently and boldly, and you need to be there on some level for that opportunity of a relationship or situation that maybe hasn't quite worked out. Okay, Gemini. So we're going to move on to Cancer then. And Cancer, Sun, Moon, or Rising. What is the opportunity or challenge for Cancers? From the top of the cards, it's the reversed Nine of Swords. So the challenge is figuring out the opportunity, really, is that circumstances are changing for the better, and that you may be able to help yourself or other people through a miserable time. And it's more likely that you're helping yourself, really, because maybe you're relieving yourself of what this stress is about too, in a way. And it's a challenge as well as an opportunity because you may have to be strong for yourself, and hopefully others that may be involved will be able to model that with you and from you. So what is the action required? It's the Eight of Pentacles again, only it's reversed. And the action required may be to realize that there were patterns going on that weren't really successful, and that there were situations that maybe you felt there was some sort of strategy or protocol to working it out with other members of an involvement there, but you have to learn that some of those things didn't translate well, and that maybe you're still locked into those patterns and you need to make new patterns, which is what the top card represents. Cancer. Okay, so Cancer, we go to Leo. Sun, Moon, and Rising Leo. What is the challenge or the opportunity? And it's a start. It's the Page of Pentacles. And what you may have to do is challenge yourself by realizing that you can fall in love again, that maybe you've been feeling, Leo, like your approach to love has just somehow not felt really fresh to you, and you need a new start in a way. You need to start over, and so some of that is the joys of our youthfulness of when we came to realizing maybe we fell in love. What was it like to feel that way? How do we explore the feelings of our past? Leo, you need to find out. Maybe it's you alone that can do that. I don't know. So what is the action required for Leos? It's the Two of Pentacles, and it's upright. And it says you have to balance this idea of keeping the freshness or the innocence or the newness of falling in love or falling into strong relationships with how you did it before. Maybe it's not really like you fall in love all over again and it's always totally new. You have to remember what you learned before. You have to balance your lessons against everything else about relationships. And of course, this could apply in a more general way just to managing our lives with strong emotional situations going on. And I don't think this is about a codependent situation, but I think this may be where some of us have really, really strong and maybe demanding relationships. Pentacles are a little bit about that. They have a physicality about them. So we're going to move on from Leo to Virgo. And Virgo, we ask these questions to. Virgo, Sun, Moon, or Rising. What are your challenges or opportunities, Virgo? From the top, it's the Hanged Man. And I think your opportunity is to realize or is to proceed with the idea that within human emotions and relationships, we have to find a way to put our own ego into a better perspective, especially if we're trying to be in a new relationship, that we're each, testing each other's vulnerabilities against our own vulnerabilities, and that sometimes in certain ways the way that new relationship starts is because we do have to pull some of the ego out of it and to see where our hearts really can work together, no matter what kind of relationship. So what is the action required then? And it's the Chariot, upright. And so I think this is talking about motivation. I think you have to really have strong purposes that are balanced with how you really want to forge ahead in relationships of all types. And it's saying really that to some people, ego can just be a perspective on how we are balancing, assertive energies in our lives and less assertive, maybe more permeable. That's the word I got. Not like you're going to roll over, but because you just want to easier kind of go with it. That's cute. So check your motivation and also check too, I think, your ability to wield power and compassion, that you need both. And that sounds like the first card in its own little way too, or it backs it up in a way, Virgo. So we're going to move on to Libra, Sun, Moon, and Rising. This one is for you, Libra. You're starting the second half of the zodiac. What is the opportunity or challenge for Libra going ahead? And why should I be surprised? It's the Nine of Swords again. Only the Nine of Swords. Whoops. How'd that happen? Oh my. Where'd you go? There you go. There you go. Oh. I cut this out. You're upright. Your challenge maybe is to realize you can't take on all the woes of the world. You may be involved in other people's emotional lives because you're friends and you share. But sometimes you have to realize that there's only so much you can do to help people, and that a lot of times people are best served by helping themselves, and you shouldn't let it bother you. If it does bother you, maybe it does or maybe it doesn't. So what is the action required for this then? And it's the world reversed. And you have to accept that, you can be as perfect as you want to be, but you can't necessarily make other people be perfect for you. They are bound to not be perfect. And that goes for everybody, Few of us maybe have a really perfect person. This is really talking about different things, though, Libra. This is really saying, that other people, maybe, they affect you with their emotional connections in some ways. And you have to realize that it's all a process and that you always move forward and that maybe you never really arrive at a sense really of perfection. All right, Libra. We'll move on to Scorpio then. Sun, Moon, or Rising Scorpio. What is the opportunity or challenge? It's the Hangman, but it's reversed. And maybe this could be that you need to be able to show more humility. That maybe a relationship is sort of at an impasse in a way right now. And some of it has to do with maybe what you each, but maybe you more specifically, need to work on in terms of what I was saying last time about vulnerabilities and stuff like that. So what is the action required? Oh, it's hard to say, but maybe you can depend a little bit on a sense of destiny here. You can depend maybe that no matter how unbalanced or not exactly connecting things are, there may be a destiny here, and that maybe things will work out eventually, and that maybe, learning the lessons of the hangman reversed or otherwise is like in anything in tarot. We're also learning, about the fool in a way too. Okay, Scorpio, that was a little deepish. So let's go on to Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, or Rising. What is the opportunity or challenge? Sagittarians, it's the Three of Cups. You may be feeling that there's joy coming to you, or that you want to be feeling joy. This could be a good sign for relationships in general. This could be talking about maybe marriages or ceremonies of commitment, or ceremonies that celebrate friendships or relationships. If I apply this to the idea of what is personal in your life, challenge or outcome, is maybe you feel you need to bring more joy and happiness into your life or into a relationship or situations. And this is saying that's really what you need to do. You need to bring more joy of what the relationships or the friendships are back into your life, Sagittarius. And the action required is you have to grow it. That it's a new beginning in a way. And that there's something really that can grow and prosper here if you do it the right way. So part of this is maybe approaching this idea about joy, celebration, commitments or marriages or relationships being celebrated. It grows maybe organically. So maybe this isn't like you're just in a project to do it, but maybe you're going to be somehow aiding and supporting it when you see it happening, because it's probably going to be happening for you. And I can think of a few contexts here, but I'm just going to let it go with that, Sagittarius. And we're going to move on to Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Capricorn, the opportunity or challenge for you. It's the Hanged Man again. Is this card bent or something? Well, I don't know. But once again, Capricorn, you need to maybe look into yourself a little bit and realize that there are always things about yourself spiritually, mentally, emotionally that maybe you need to change in certain ways. And that maybe, because this is a relationship reading, this is talking about how, you appear to other people. And if you're single and trying for a relationship, you may have to really make some changes. You may have to really be prepared to make big changes. But if you're already in a relationship, I can see where the same thing may happen, is that maybe you've moved into a point now where the relationship has different things going on and you need to adapt to that. What is the action required? Get a team leader. It's the Three of Pentacles. And maybe you don't need a team leader. Maybe you don't want to invite extra people into the relationship. But it could be saying that there is some information or resource that is stabilizing and that maybe gives you a better path to follow, shows you where the aesthetics of a relationship are, how you actually make the relationship more pleasant, what you learn about each other and what you learn you can help each other with. And I know it sounds a little platitudinous. Mr. O hasn't had to think about things like these in a while, perhaps. But I think there's a level here saying that when you have certain protocols or procedures that you understand that happen within a relationship, whether it's how the relationship is built or is to be built, then maybe things can be stable and maybe things can allow for a better expression. That was a little complicated. Mr. O wants to do Aquarius now. Aquarius, sun, moon, or rising. Aquarius, what is the opportunity or challenge in your relationship issues? And it's the Hierophant, upright. And there's a sense of stability that maybe you're looking for or hoping to create in a relationship you have or in a relationship that you're moving towards. And Aquarians, it's possible that you really need this. You need some sort of stabilizing influence in your life in a way. You need, for some reason, or something about the relationship you have right now is becoming this way. And I think it's a good thing for you. It may be that you don't exactly understand that for some reason. There's something maybe that you don't totally understand, but I think you're starting to realize that. What is the action required? Are you possibly feeling that you have to take on certain burdens or obligations maybe to do the stabilization in your relationship? And it's interesting, Aquarius. I'm not exactly sure about this one. It feels like a relationship has challenged you in a way that maybe is making you be more aware of where management, organization, order, and tradition have value in your life. But at the same time, you're also feeling too that this also puts more obligations and tasks and a certain level of work that maybe is frustrating to you in the relationship or about the relationship. So you'll have to work on balance. All right, so now we're on Pisces. Sun, moon, or rising, Pisces. What is the opportunity or challenge? it's the reverse Three of Pentacles. I think the challenge right now is figuring out maybe if there's a problem, that there's maybe some system kind of problem where you feel like maybe something can't engage a relationship right now, and maybe there's a sense of something, not that this relationship should really work out, but that there's something that is somehow inhibiting it, and you may not know what that is, but it's really real, that there's something that just seems to be getting in the way somehow. It almost feels like maybe you yourself are not doing something right. So what then is the challenge or opportunity? It's another three. It's the Three of Cups reverse. No, not the challenge or opportunity. This is the action required. So the action required may indicate that there's something more about the relationship or that opportunity that maybe is not going to work out, because when you look at the Three of Cups reversed, this is sort of saying there's something that's not right here. And I sensed it a moment ago with that in a way. I don't know, I think you have a problem here, Pisces, and that maybe this could be a matter where your emotions are not serving you well, and you don't really have an adequate plan in this kind of situation. So I don't know, this is a little bit disturbing. It just sort of feels like, you know, an emotional not figuring it out, and also too somebody maybe trying to bring some unhappiness along with all of this situation too. Good luck, Pisces. That's kind of weird. So I'm done with the readings, and as mentioned, I'm going to do who's going to get lucky. So I thought what I would do for this one, let's see if I can do this right.